Alrighty, so if you guys remember, uh, I'm pretty sure you remember the story anyways, but Samuel had been hearing the Lord talk, saying, Samuel, Samuel. And finally he had just got through saying to the Lord, speak, for your servant listens. And God talks to Samuel. And Samuel's a boy, and God hadn't been talking to anybody for years. It says the word of the Lord was very rare in these days, so no one was hearing from God. And God decided he was going to start talking to the kids, the little guy, because the grown boys, Eli's kids, and Eli, they weren't living for God. They were doing bad stuff. So he decides, I'm going to start over. I want to start talking to this little boy. And so he talks to him. And what he says is, he says, Samuel said, I'm about to do something that is going in Israel that will make the ears of everyone who hears it tingle. Makes your ears tingle. So, and he told them what he was going to do is he was in one day, the ark was going to be captured. I don't know if he said that part. Anyways, he said in one day, both of Eli's sons are going to die. Because they've been so evil and they've been doing so much wickedness. Okay? So that's what he heard is God told him both Eli's sons are going to die in the same day. So he wakes up, and I want you guys to imagine Eli's onto him, right? Because he knows God's been talking to him. So Eli goes in the room where Samuel is very first thing in the morning and is like, so Samuel, what did God say? What did he have to say? He hadn't been talking to anybody in so long time. What did God say? What did God say? And Samuel was scared. Because I don't want to tell Eli his kids are going to die. Oh my gosh. Right, so he's all pretty scared. And Eli can tell he's a little boy and he's scared. He's like, just tell me, I promise. I'm not going to, he said, just tell me. He said, just tell me. Don't hide from me what the Lord has told you. So Samuel told him. And Eli said, whatever the Lord decides to do, he's just in what he decides. Says, he is the Lord. Let him do what is good in his eyes. So, sure enough, the next battle, Israel got in a fight with the Philistines, and they were losing super bad. So they decided, hey, we need to go get the Ark of the Covenant, because the Ark had always pulled them out of the mess, right? Anytime they had a really bad battle, they took the Ark before them. They had God's presence there, and they would win. Lots of times, can you remember any stories where they did some marching around a certain city? You better remember. And they always had the ark with them, and they were blowing trumpets, and they marched around one day, second day, 7 times. Okay? They would win the battle when the ark was there. So they went and they decided, we're going to get the ark, because that always gets us out of a bind. Now, God hadn't said to get the ark. They just decided that it was going to be like their lucky charm. You think that we can do that in life? You just live like we want to, and then when we get in a bind, we can pray and say, oh, I'm a super good Christian. God help me get out of jail now that I did all these horrible things. Life doesn't really work like that, does it? So they went and got the ark, and the Philistines heard when they brought the ark into the Israelite camp. All the Israelites started screaming like, oh, we're still going to kick butt now, and they started yelling. The Philistines heard it, and they started getting scared. And some of the bosses of the Philistines said, come on, you guys be men. And sure enough, they were able to capture the ark, and both of Eli's sons were killed in the same day. So the Philistines now have the ark, and both of Eli's kids are dead. The messenger goes, and Eli's in a chair, and he's propped up against the wall, and somebody comes and they tell him, both your boys died, and the worst news of all, the Ark of the Covenant, God's presence, is gone Philistines have taken it. And as soon as he heard that part, he was 98 years old, he was really fat. He fell over, and he was so fat and so old, it killed him. So, alright, let's do some review questions. Tell me, I can't remember where I started. So, tell me, how many times did Samuel go to Eli and tell him, you called me before Eli was on to that the Lord was talking? How many times was it? 1, 2, or 3? Okay. What did, when Samuel said, speak, Lord, for your servant listens, and God talked to him, what did he tell him was going to happen? And what did he say? He said, when all of Israel hears this, something's going to happen. What was it was going to happen? All of Israel hears this. They remember? Okay. So they were in a battle with the Philistines, and what they decided to do that wasn't a very good idea. They just treated God's stuff like a good luck charm. What did they do? And when they brought the ark, what did the Israelite army sound like? And what happened to the ark? What happened to Eli's 2 kids? What happened to Eli when he heard the news? And why is falling out of a chair, why would that kill him? Because what? There's 2 reasons. Because he was. Alright. Good night, guys. Love you.